Hi guys, RTBro here, and I'm going to tell you why I am so incredibly bullish on XRP that my head is going to explode from it. Now, I'm not even going to go over the SEC lawsuit and how incredibly ridiculous it is and how they have absolutely zero backing whatsoever. Instead, I'm just going to demonstrate to you on the charts and show y'all how incredibly ready it is to take off. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, as you guys see here, my current portfolio is XRP is my largest holding, right? I have around 16.7% of my portfolio is XRP, and these are all the other ones that I have. So I am absolutely invested in XRP, and I think it is going to absolutely take off. So let's go ahead and dive in and look at the monthly chart, and let's start going over XRP on the technicals on it. So the first thing we're going to look at is this awesome bull pattern, okay? This means that it is a slow, rounded bottom. This is a really, really good sign for any sort of a mass reaccumulation pattern. As you guys see over here, we are having a lot more volume picking up on the increase. This is really good. That means people are taking a lot of interest in the pairing as a whole. People are buying here. People are selling here. The important thing here is that people are taking notice. Now, next thing I want you guys to look at is how much further we have to go just to breach the all-time high. As you guys are fully aware, other coins have already done so. Bitcoin is way up here compared down here, right? We're already, or we at least got to 2-3x times what its value was in 2018, right? So XRP has a long ways to go before we even get to that point. And I think once we breach here, we're going to go into price discovery and we're just going to continue going off. Now on this chart, we're going to look at what's called a breaker. Breakers are price action to where it's going a certain direction and it breaks the other direction before continuing up. The important thing about this is that means that there was resistance from the opposing team. You have bulls and bears, right? Bulls push the price up. When the bears come in and push that price down, that creates a consolidation period. That fight becomes a breaker, and it's very clearly visible on the chart. So this right here is a very solid breaker. Why? The bears are pushing it down, and this is the level where the bulls fought back. Now, ultimately, they lost and it did continue back down, but this level right here is very significant. So this is what is called a monthly breaker. I'm going to go ahead and annotate it on here so we all can see it. Awesome. Monthly breaker has been established. There is a monthly breaker down here as well. However, our price is so far away from there, I'm not even going to take notice of it. Same thing here. I think that this entire thing was more of a bear. This is the point to where the SEC filed the lawsuit and the entire chart just got utterly screwed. It is what it is on there, okay? So this is a lot of deviation from it. However, we are still going to include this into our analysis, but this right here, we're not going to consider a breaker of any of those sorts. Now, let's see. Anything else on here I really want to take notice of? I don't think so. The volume looks good. We have this monthly breaker. I think overall, ready to go to the next level. Let's go to the weekly. And we always start at the highest time frame and work our way in. It's called a top-down analysis, and that's what we're doing right now. So let's see what other levels we have on here that make a lot of sense. Well, I see this right here, and this is a very solid weekly breaker, which is inside of this massive monthly breaker, okay? So this means that this is like a precision entry on this monthly as a whole. This as well, I think this entire region can be considered a weekly breaker as well. And that's all we got. So the cool part about there is that once we get above this level, we have nothing, absolutely nothing. So what I like to call this is a void. Let's go ahead and move it up here. So what that means is once the price gets above this level, we have nothing but clear skies above us because we have nothing here as resistance on the way up or down. Now, as you guys can see, our current price action is inside this monthly breaker, but overall, or this weekly breaker, but overall, we're just sort of hanging around this area. I'm going to go ahead and take rid of this one just for right now, just so I can show you guys something I'm looking at. Now, this right here, I think, is the most important level on here, this monthly and weekly breaker. And the reason why, if you zoom in, you can see the interaction we've had on these levels. So this monthly breaker, or let's talk about the weekly breaker real quick. So the weekly breaker, this is our precision, right? It got tested, it came down here. From the downside, we got tested once, we got tested twice, we got tested 3 times, we broke above, and then when we came back in, look at this, we tested our breaker again from the upside. This is a solid horizontal support resistance flop. So it was resistance, 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 broke above, came back down, and is now confirmed it as support. This is a very, very, very solid retest, and establishes a base for a continuation higher. Now on the monthly level, the entire level, you guys can see we had 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests, and we came back in, hit it, and the monthly, which closes today, is about to close above this level. So as long as we stay above like 83 cents today, we are going to confirm this as a retested support resistance flop. This is huge. I cannot stress this enough, how important today's close is going to be. So in 5 hours and 1 minute, as long as we are above this purple block, this is a very, very strong reclaim. Amazing stuff, guys. And you should be super bullish just like I am. Now let's go to a lower time frame. Now on the lower time frame, as you guys see, we have this massive drop from Bitcoin, right? We all remember that. It was a absolutely brutal day. And so the bad part about it is obviously the profiles, our portfolios just got completely destroyed on this day. However, here's the important part, and this is the good part about this situation. Because this price dropped so quickly, we were not able to establish any breakers. And just like I was talking about over here, how we have this massive void from all the way up here, we have this entire region where it didn't actually stop and it's kept dropping down. We have the exact same thing that happened here. There are no weekly breakers here whatsoever, right? And if we go to the daily chart, look at this. This is our only breaker that we've established. And look at this, guys. We are currently already been beating against it. So once it gets busted above, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to explode higher, all right? This is very important stuff. So this is a daily breaker. And right above here, I'm going to go ahead and consider this what's called a point of breakdown, okay? And what that means is that this is the last up candle before a massive decrease. So this point of breakdown, I think, is also significant, and we should get some sort of a resistance here. However, this right here is a void, like we talked about. So it's going to essentially teleport from $1.18 up here to $1.50. It's going to just basically act like this entire region doesn't even exist. A good example of this happening is on the ADA pairing, on the ADA BTC pairing. You go over here to ADA BTC, zoom out. Back here, I talked about how because we don't have any breakers at all on the weekly time frame here, except for right here, I said we are going to teleport from here to here. Now, we did teleport. We got a very, very massive increase and expansion. However, we didn't fully reach there. Why? Because Bitcoin decided to utterly collapse and it drug the entire market down. It's unfortunate. We still have a little bit of a gap right here, but this is what I'm looking for BT or for XRP. Once you start going through a void, you absolutely just annihilate that area. So, and this is what I'm expecting for the XRP pairing. So let's go ahead and dive in back to our XRP and let's see what else we got on here. I don't really see too much, honestly, at this point. I think that's basically what I'm looking for. Oh, that's right. I do have something else. Let's go to the daily chart. Look at what this is. This is our daily 200 moving average. Daily 200 moving average. It is an incredibly, incredibly important level that if you look on the low time frame, you can see we came down, hit it, and continue to push back up. That means we tested this as support for the very first time since we broke above it in January. This is extremely healthy for a market. Came down here, tested it, tested this weekly breaker, tested this monthly breaker, and are now continuing upward, guys. This looks extremely healthy for price action wise. I am super, super, super excited of what I see. So the US dollar pairing, as you guys can see, has a absolute ton of bullish indicators. So let's go ahead and go to our BTC. You always want to check both to make sure your biases are the same on both pairings. Now, for a BTC pairing, in case you're not aware, what this means is how much Bitcoin can you buy with a single XRP? Well, Bitcoin is obviously very expensive and XRP is very cheap. So because of that, one XRP can buy 0.00002692 Bitcoin. All right, and that makes sense. You only have like $1 worth of XRP, buys about, 1/30,000th of a Bitcoin. So that's what that number essentially says. And on this pairing, you can trade this chart just like you can do on a normal US dollar pairing chart. It's a little bit weird, I know, but you really do need to understand how to do this because it is extremely important as a crypto trader, specifically on the altcoins. So let's go ahead and zoom out all the way and see what we got. We're doing the exact same thing as we just did. What breakers can we establish on here? Well, let's see. Anything on the monthly? This is a solid level. You guys see what I'm talking about? Downtrend, downtrend, a fight back, continuation down. And this right here as well, uptrend, down, continuation up. However, we've already basically covered it with that, so I'm going to go ahead and leave the rest of it there. Let's see what else. I do like this level. That entire level is a breaker of some sort. I do think that makes a lot of sense to me. So downtrend, uptrend, continuation down. This obviously is a point of breakdown, but I think it's already covered for the most part. We're just solidly inside that level. Well, I think we're pretty good on that. Let's go to the weekly. Ooh, already you can see we have a lot of volume. Just like in the US dollar pairing, volume means people are taking notice. That means people are starting to buy and sell. It means people are really starting to take notice and are trying to get themselves into a position for the next direction of the market, right? So a lot of an increase in volume is telling you people are taking notice, and this is very, very healthy for us, okay? Especially with how bullish the US dollar pairing looks, this is a really, really good sign for us. As you guys see, increase in volume means what? Massive expansion to the upside. This is a great, great, great sign. Awesome. So, let's see. This is on the weekly chart. Let's see if there's anything on here that really makes sense. Well, I think this right here is a solid level. We haven't actually touched it yet. It was a little bit surprising. We have a level right there, which again is already covered for the most part. I'm going to go ahead and annotate that just to get more of a precision level. And that right there, this entire level. But overall, I think this is basically what we're looking at. I think I'm pretty content with this. Let's zoom in a little bit. Anything else I got on here? This level is definitely a breaker. Yep, that's a breaker right there. This entire block is a breaker. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm pretty content with this. This right here, yeah, we can't consider it. I'm not going to though. I think I'm pretty happy. Let's go to the daily. Like we did before, where's the 200 moving average at? It's always a very important indicator to look at. And we are currently above the 200 moving average, which is very healthy. That means the trend is up on a long-term time frame, which is awesome for us, guys. We like to trade along with the trend. It's easier to trade with the trend than try to catch a bottom. So the trend is up, so we expect it to continue up. I don't see anything too crazy. Definitely this little area right here. But outside of that, I mean, that's basically it as far as the daily time frame. Well, I'm going to go back out one, go back to the 3-day. And the reason why I'm zooming out is because I already know this level exists, and it's a very important level. If I can find it, it's right here. This level right here is just like we had before, the point of breakdown, this is the point of breakout, because this is the last down candle before the massive acceleration to the upside, okay? So this right here is a point of breakout. And as you guys see, it has been interacted with very well. Came over here and tested it. It tested but rejected or held as support. Came back in, tested, held as support. This was the bounce point for the acceleration to the upside before the SEC just ruined all of our days, right? The SEC came in there and said, oh, get screwed. and collapse the entire market. But this was the level that accelerated us to the upside the first time. You guys can very clearly see that. Now we did collapse back through it, and even worse, we came over here and we tested it from the downside. When this part rejected, this was our sign that, oh man, we are in for a prolonged amount of pain for XRP. And we did get some pain for quite a while. For a few weeks at least, we got a lot of pain on this chart. Now, however, if you guys look at this, we did bust back above, and right now we are back above that springboard level, right? The level that accelerated us to the upside. And now we're in a really healthy spot. So because we're above this point, now we have to consider that since we are above here, maybe that's going to give us the acceleration to the upside we're looking for. All right. So all these levels, all these things combined give us a lot of insight into how the market direction is going to be going. I think I'm going to the low time frame. This is what I saw last night. Yeah, if you zoom in, I can show you guys what I was looking for. Right here to here. Oh, here to here. This was my line in the sand to see if we were going to break out. And if you go to my Discord, I actually called it out last night. I said, look, looking really good here, broke out from a falling trend line, showing tremendous strength through the drop, all-time shorts open, yada, 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 all that really good stuff, right? And that's what I was looking for. And sure enough, we did bust above it, and now we are consolidating above. So as long as we can hold this level and hold this this line, this would be a support resistance flop on that level, and maybe that's going to give us the strength we need to bust back into this void and then even higher from there. So, all right, guys. So this is why I'm so incredibly bullish on this chart. I think everything is really starting to ramp up. We're above the 200 moving average. We now have this massive void to get above. We only have these 2 daily breakers, and that's it, guys. We've tested the 200 moving average. We're above this weekly support level, right? We are above the weekly support level right here, the breaker. We are about to close today above the monthly breaker, okay? As long as we close above 83 cents, we are above this monthly breaker, which is a very, very healthy support resistance reflop. That's awesome, guys. On the BTC pairing, we have actually reclaimed the point of breakout that accelerated us thousands of a percent. Okay, so all this looks extremely well. And I am super, super bullish on XRP. It is my largest holding. I will not be selling anytime soon. I will not even be looking at my position until we get to at least this block on the BTC pairing, which would be from here around a 200% increase, right? Let's take that off real quick. Yeah, around 200% increase, anywhere in here. I would not even be considering selling any of my XRP until we get around here, guys. So this is all very, very possible. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, sub, and all that good stuff. And I'm going to let y'all go. But yeah, guys, to the moon we go. Have a good one, guys.